Hello and welcome. You're watching this special broadcast on the Russia-Ukraine war. It's been almost a year. And with me, Poonam Burde.
Ukrainian soldiers in frontline trenches marked the new year with sadness and resolve, remembering the fallen and vowing to fight until they achieved victory. 49-year-old Oleh Zahrodsky volunteered for the Ukrainian Army's 68th Brigade in the eastern Donetsk region following his son's mobilization. Zahrodsky fought back tears as he described how his son is now fighting for his life after suffering a head injury.
It's very tough now. Brain injury, swelling and inflammation of the brain. In the hospital in Dnipro.
Bombardment and air raids marked the start of the new year as Russia continued intense attacks in Ukraine following a barrage of missiles fired on New Year's Eve. Pavlo Prehezhatsky, a musician in civilian life, marked the new year with the performance of a song he composed and dedicated to 12 members of his unit who were killed in a single night.
BAKHMUT, це Україна.
And Kyiv Mayor Vitaly Klitschko briefly left the Ukrainian capital to visit soldiers in the Donetsk city of Bakhmut, the epicenter of fierce fighting in recent weeks. He praised, quote, the boys who defend our Ukraine every single day, and concluded with chants of glory to Ukraine, with rousing responses from the soldiers that included death to the enemy.
Slava Ukraini! Героям слава!
Despite heavy fighting around Bakhmut, the city has remained in Ukrainian hands for the duration of the 10-month war, though much of it lies in ruins.
Only half an hour into 2023, air raid sirens rang across the Ukrainian capital, followed by the sounds of explosions. Only a few hours before the 11 p.m. curfew, some gathered with their families in Sofia Square for an early celebration of the New Year around a Christmas tree. The attacks continued even in the wee hours of 1st of January.
At first, I wish that this year would bring us peace and quiet. I hope that all our cities will stop being under shelling. My hometown of Kherson is under shelling all the time like Kyiv. I wish the whole world peace and health and everything to be in the best way.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky summed up the results of the first day of 2023, noting that Ukraine's sense of unity and authenticity contrasts dramatically with the fear that prevails in Russia. The statement was made by Ukrainian President Zelensky in his video address, referring to the office of the President of Ukraine.
Російські терористи, як були жалюгідними, такими і зайшли у цей рік. Наші захисники, як були молодці, так і 1 січня себе показали дуже добре. Знаєте, цими днями було видно максимально, як далеко ми відійшли ментально, просто по-людськи від того, в чому вариться Росія. Наше з вами відчуття єдності, справжності, самого життя – це все так контрастує зі страхом, який запанував в Росії. Вони бояться, це відчувають і правильно бояться, бо вони програють. Дрони, ракети, всі інші їм не допоможуть, бо ми разом, а вони хіба що разом зі страхом. І жоден рік, а вони у України не заберуть нашої незалежності. Ми нічого їм не віддамо.
Multiple blasts rocked Kyiv and other areas of Ukraine on Saturday, killing at least one person and wounding 14 others. Ukrainian officials claim that Russia was now deliberately targeting civilians, seeking to create a climate of fear to see out the year grimly and usher in a bloody 2023. Now, the blast in the Ukrainian capital occurred among the multi-storied residential buildings, killing at least one woman. One person was also wounded in the attacks, is in a critical condition, as per the Kyiv mayor.
I wish Russian President Vladimir Putin to live in these pieces of glass throughout his life and afterlife, so he devours them. How many children, how many people were killed? And for us, Ukraine, I wish that we win. And that next year there will be no such filth, so that they don't shoot and kill people.
Usually a Christmas tree is put up in the city's central square, but the war made it impossible this season. Instead, a special performance took place at the metro station and children also got to meet St. Nicholas. While some in Ukraine have been able to spend Christmas with their families, Soldiers have only each other for company. They were marking their Christmas holidays in the trenches. One such fighter said that he usually spends his New Year's Eve with his wife and children, but this year was different.
Тепло на душі.
Warmth in the soul, a family circle was created. Now we have to defend. Because there is no other way, no one but us.
Russians didn't witness a grand-scale, lush New Year festivity this year as the country has another place to spend its money, that is, in the military operation in Ukraine. No traditional concerts or fireworks took place in Moscow's Red Square this New Year's Eve, as authorities chose to save money and cancel all those events. Moscow mayor said that although something will be happening during the holidays, many events, including charity actions, will be devoted to the soldiers and to their families.
New Year have their own specifics this year, are being held under conditions of the special military operations. Therefore, many events including charity actions will be devoted to our soldiers and their families.
The Ukrainian city of Bakhmut has become a ghost town for most part amid shelling of Russian forces, and some volunteer-run shelters are offering the few staying put residents necessities and a warm place to thaw out. Fighting has been raging on for months now in Bakhmut, and 90% of the civilians there have left. For most part, Bakhmut is a port-marked ghost town with visible remnants of former prosperous times. The major demographic groups that are still in the city are military, civilians who will not or cannot leave, volunteers who are helping those people, and animals that have been left behind. Ambulances and military vehicles sped past downed power lines through deserted streets to evacuate the wounded or get to a military position.
It's all in God's hands. We don't know what will happen in 5 minutes. We're standing here now, but in 5 minutes, I don't know.